In the vast expanse of the Milky Way, where countless civilizations had risen and fallen, the Galactic Council stood as a beacon of order and diplomacy. For millennia, they had overseen the affairs of spacefaring races, brokering peace and mediating conflicts. But now, as they faced their greatest threat yet, the Council found themselves in unfamiliar territory. The Council chambers, a grand amphitheater suspended in the void of space, buzzed with nervous energy. Representatives from 100 different species filled the tiered seats, their forms as varied as the stars themselves. At the center stood High Councillor Zixnara, her crystalline body refracting the light of nearby stars. Order, we must have order. Zixnara's voice resonated through the chamber, silencing the murmurs. The Void Collective grows stronger by the day. Their armada has already consumed 3 systems in the Outer Rim. We must act decisively. A reptilian being, Ambassador Slith of the Draconian Empire, rose from his seat. Then let us crush them. The combined might of our fleets will turn their ships to cosmic dust. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the assembly, but Zixnara raised a hand for silence. It is not so simple, Ambassador. The Void Collective's technology surpasses our own. Their ships seem to bend the very fabric of space-time. We need an edge. From the shadows of the upper tiers, a voice spoke, soft, yet somehow filling the entire chamber. Perhaps it is time we considered unconventional allies. All eyes turned to the speaker, a hooded figure known only as the Archivist. For as long as anyone could remember, the Archivist had been a fixture in the Council, offering wisdom from the depths of history. Now, as the figure stepped into the light, there was an air of anticipation. Speak plainly, Archivist, Zixnara urged. What do you propose? The Archivist's eyes, glowing faintly beneath the hood, swept across the assembly. There is a species we have long overlooked. A race that has kept to itself, avoiding galactic politics and conflicts. Yet, their potential is remarkable. Realization dawned on Slith's scaled face. You cannot mean the humans. A collective gasp echoed through the chamber. Humans were something of an enigma in the galactic community. They had achieved faster-than-light travel centuries ago, yet had shown little interest in expansion or conquest. Their home system Sol was heavily fortified, but they rarely ventured beyond its borders in force. Zixnara's crystalline form shimmered with uncertainty. The humans have never participated in galactic conflicts. They are peaceful, some would say weak. The Archivist chuckled, a sound that sent shivers through many in the assembly. Peaceful, yes, but weak? That is a dangerous assumption, High Councillor. Explain yourself, demanded Slith, his forked tongue flicking out in agitation. Humanity's history is steeped in warfare, the Archivist began, its voice taking on a storyteller's cadence. For millennia, they fought amongst themselves, refining the art of war in ways we can scarcely imagine. Their transition to peace was not born of weakness, but of wisdom hard-won through bloodshed. Images flickered to life in the center of the chamber, holographic representations of human history. Councillors watched in a mixture of fascination and horror as scenes of human conflicts played out before them. The scale of destruction, the ingenuity of their weapons, the sheer tenacity of their soldiers, it was unlike anything they had seen. But they have been peaceful for centuries, one councillor protested. Surely they have lost their edge. The Archivist's eyes seemed to glow brighter. Do not confuse peace with complacency. Humans have a saying, si vis pacem, para bellum. If you want peace, prepare for war. They have not been idle in their solitude. Zixnara, her crystalline form now pulsing with a mix of emotions, turned to face the assembly. Even if what the Archivist says is true, the humans have shown no interest in galactic affairs. Why would they join our fight? Because, the Archivist said, its voice dropping to a near whisper, the Void Collective threatens not just our civilizations, but the very fabric of the galaxy. If they are not stopped, even Earth will eventually fall. The humans understand existential threats better than most. A heavy silence fell over the council chamber. The decision before them was monumental. To bring humans into a galactic war could change the course of history, for better or worse. Finally, Zixnara spoke. "We will put it to a vote. All in favor of extending an invitation to the human race to join our alliance against the Void Collective, raise your appendages." Slowly, tentatively at first, then with growing confidence, appendages of all shapes and sizes rose throughout the chamber. The motion passed with a clear majority. "So be it," Zixnara declared. "We will send an envoy to Earth immediately. May the stars have mercy on us all if we have misjudged this situation." As the council session adjourned, few noticed the satisfied gleam in the archivist's eyes. The wheels of fate had been set in motion, and the galaxy would never be the same. Light years away, on a blue-green planet orbiting an unremarkable yellow star, alarms began to sound in the depths of a mountain complex. A message had arrived, carried on frequencies unused for centuries. As the leaders of humanity gathered to hear the Galactic Council's plea, a long-dormant machinery began to hum to life. The humans were going to war, and the galaxy was wholly unprepared for what was about to be unleashed. The Galactic Council's Grand Assembly Point, a sprawling space station orbiting the neutral world of Nexus Prime, was abuzz with activity. Ships from 100 different worlds had gathered, forming the largest fleet the galaxy had ever seen. Yet, despite their numbers, an air of uncertainty hung over the assembled forces. Admiral Kroll of the Arcturian Royal Navy, a being of living metal and pulsing energy, stood at the viewport of his flagship, the Stellar Forge. His glowing eyes scanned the vast array of ships before him, a mixture of pride and concern etched on his features. "Still no sign of the humans?" asked his second-in-command, Commander Vex. Kroll's metallic brow furrowed. "Nothing. It's been 3 standard cycles since they accepted our invitation. The Void Collective grows bolder by the day, and here we wait for a species that hasn't seen real combat in centuries." As if in response to his words, alarms began blaring across the station and the assembled fleet. "Massive spatial distortion detected," came the cry from the sensor stations. Unknown signatures emerging. The viewport suddenly filled with a sight that would be seared into the memory of every being who witnessed it. Space itself seemed to tear open, a massive rift of swirling energy spreading across the stars. And from this rift emerged ships, hundreds, then thousands of them. The human fleet had arrived. But these were not the simple exploration vessels or trading ships the Council had occasionally encountered. These were warships, each one a testament to humanity's martial prowess. Sleek destroyers, bristling with weapon systems, the likes of which the galaxy had never seen. Massive dreadnoughts that dwarfed even the largest Arcturian battleships. And at their center, a vessel so large it seemed to bend light around it, the human flagship. "By the cosmic core," whispered Vex, her normally stoic demeanor shattered. "What are we witnessing, Admiral?" Kroll couldn't find words to respond. The human fleet moved with a precision that spoke of countless drills and simulations. Each ship took its place in a formation so complex it resembled a 3-dimensional work of art more than a military arrangement. Across the Council fleet, reactions ranged from awe to fear. Some captains ordered their crews to battle stations, uncertain if this display of force was prelude to an attack. Others simply stared, transfixed by the sight before them. The communications array suddenly lit up. "Incoming transmission from the human flagship," reported the comms officer, her tentacles waving in excitement. "On screen," ordered Kroll, straightening his posture. The view screen flickered to life, revealing a human bridge that was a marvel of efficiency and advanced technology. At its center stood a woman, her dark skin contrasting with the stark white of her uniform. Her eyes, however, held a depth that spoke of centuries of experience, far more than her apparent age should allow. "Greetings, allies of the Galactic Council. I am Fleet Admiral Amelia Chen of the United Earth Federation. We stand ready to join your fight against the Void Collective." Kroll, gathering his wits, responded. "Admiral Chen, This is Admiral Kroll of the Arcturian Royal Navy, current commander of the Council's combined fleet. Your arrival was unexpected. We had no idea humanity possessed such military capabilities. A small smile played at the corners of Chen's lips. With respect, Admiral Kroll, that was by design. Humanity has always believed that true strength lies not in displays of force, but in the ability to avoid conflict. However, when conflict becomes inevitable, we bring to bear the full might of our capabilities. The implications of her words sent a shiver through Kroll's metallic form. How long had humanity been preparing for this moment? What other secrets did they hold? "We are grateful for your assistance, Admiral Chen," Kroll said, choosing his words carefully. "However, I must ask, given the scale of your fleet and the advanced nature of your technology, why has humanity chosen to remain isolated for so long? Surely you could have been a dominant force in galactic politics." Chen's expression turned somber. "Admiral, humanity's history is steeped in blood and conflict. We have learned, through bitter experience, the cost of war. Our isolation was not born of fear or weakness, but of a deep-seated desire to evolve beyond our violent past. We joined this fight not out of a lust for glory or power, but because we understand better than most the existential threat the Void Collective represents." As Chen spoke, holographic displays sprang to life around her, showing tactical readouts and battle plans of staggering complexity. "We've analyzed all available data on the Void Collective's tactics and technology. We believe we've developed countermeasures that will give us a fighting chance." Kroll and the other council commanders watched in amazement as Chen laid out a strategy that was both daring and brilliant. The human fleet would serve as the vanguard, using their advanced technology to create gaps in the Void Collective's seemingly impenetrable defenses. The Council forces would then exploit these openings, striking at critical targets. As the briefing concluded, a new sense of hope spread through the Council fleet. For the first time since the war began, victory seemed possible. "We'll need time to coordinate our forces," Kroll said, his tactical mind already racing with possibilities. "Perhaps a joint training exercise too." Chen cut him off, her expression grim. "I'm afraid we don't have that luxury, Admiral. Our long-range sensors have detected a massive Void Collective fleet en route to the Centauri system. If we don't intercept them, billions will die." The weight of her words settled over the assembled commanders. This was it, the moment that would decide the fate of the galaxy. Kroll nodded, steel in his voice. "Then we go to war. May the Cosmic Core grant us victory." As the transmission ended, Kroll turned to his crew, seeing a mixture of determination and fear on their faces. "Send word to all ships," he commanded. "We move out immediately. Today, we fight alongside humanity, and may the void tremble before us." The combined fleet began to move, human and alien ships falling into formation. As they accelerated towards the Centauri system, Kroll couldn't shake a feeling that had been growing since the humans arrived. They were about to witness something unprecedented, humanity unleashed. And as the fleet jumped to faster-than-light travel, the galaxy held its breath, awaiting the clash that would shape the course of history. The Centauri system loomed ahead, its twin suns casting an eerie glow on the assembled fleets. On one side, the combined forces of the Galactic Council and humanity. On the other, the Void Collective, a writhing mass of biomechanical ships as seen to devour light itself. Admiral Chen stood on the bridge of the UES Prometheus, her flagship that dwarfed even the largest council vessels. Her eyes, augmented by neural implants, took in the tactical display with inhuman speed. "All ships, assume attack formation Omega," she commanded, her voice calm despite the impending battle. "Initiate quantum entanglement protocols." Across the human fleet, a ripple of energy pulsed. To the astonished eyes of their alien allies, the human ships began to flicker. One moment they were there, the next they seemed to phase in and out of reality. On the Arcturian flagship, Admiral Kroll watched in amazement. What in the name of the Cosmic Core are they doing? His question was answered as the Void Collective launched its first assault. Beams of dark energy, capable of shredding most ships instantly, lanced out towards the human fleet. But where they should have struck, they passed through empty space. The human ships had moved instantaneously without any visible means of propulsion. Quantum teleportation, breathed Vex, her eyes wide. They're using quantum entanglement to reposition their entire fleet faster than light itself. The battle erupted in earnest, and it was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. The human ships danced through space, appearing and disappearing in a dizzying display of technological prowess. Each time they reappeared, they unleashed salvos of weapons that defied conventional physics, gravitic lances that crushed void ships into singularities, chronoton torpedoes that aged enemy vessels to dust in seconds, and beams of pure probability that simply erased targets from existence. But the Void Collective was not easily bested. Their ships, monstrous amalgamations of flesh and machine, began to adapt. Tendrils of dark matter reached out, trying to ensnare the elusive human vessels. Waves of entropy washed across the battlefield, threatening to decay anything they touched. In the midst of this chaos, the Council fleet found itself struggling to keep up. Their weapons, while powerful, seemed almost primitive compared to the cosmic forces being wielded around them. "This is madness," Kroll muttered, watching as a human cruiser phased through a void leviathan, depositing what looked like a miniature star in its wake. The resulting explosion took out a dozen enemy ships. How can we hope to contribute to this? As an answer to his doubts, a transmission came through. It was Chen, her face streaked with sweat, but her eyes blazing with determination. "Admiral Kroll, we've opened a path to the Collective's command node. Your energy weapons are uniquely suited to destabilize its core. We'll keep them occupied, you strike the killing blow." Kroll felt a surge of pride. Despite their overwhelming technological advantage, the humans were not fighting this battle alone. They were creating opportunities, working in concert with their allies. "All Council ships," Kroll roared, his metallic form gleaming with reflected explosions, "form up on me. Today, we show these humans that the galaxy still has some fight left in it." The Council fleet surged forward, their formation tight. Human ships flickered around them, drawing fire and clearing a path. Void vessels tried to intercept, but found themselves caught between the quantum-shifting human armada and the determined advance of the Council forces. As they neared the massive Void Command ship, a nightmarish construction that pulsed with malevolent energy, Kroll felt a moment of doubt. Could their weapons really affect something so monstrous? But then he saw it, a pulsing core of antimatter, exposed for just a moment as human weapons fire peeled back layers of eldritch armor. "All ships, fire everything we have," Kroll commanded. The combined firepower of the Council fleet lanced out, a dazzling array of energy beams that converged on a single point. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, with a silent scream that every being felt in their very souls, the Void Command ship began to implode. The effect rippled out across the collective fleet. Without the guiding intelligence of their command node, the biomechanical ships began to lose cohesion. Some simply powered down, while others turned on each other in a frenzy. As the realization of victory began to dawn, cheers erupted across the Council fleet. They had done it. Against all odds, they had struck the decisive blow. Amidst the celebration, Kroll received another transmission from Chen. But this time, her expression was grim. "Admiral, excellent work. But I'm afraid our battle is far from over. We've detected quantum fluctuations consistent with void technology, originating from Earth." Kroll felt his euphoria evaporate. "What are you saying, Admiral Chen?" Chen's eyes met his, filled with a mixture of determination and something else. Was it fear? "I'm saying, Admiral, that this was just a prelude. The real war, it's about to begin on humanity's doorstep." As the implications sank in, Kroll realized that the galaxy's trial by fire was only just beginning. And at the center of it all stood humanity, A race that had hidden its true nature for centuries, now forced to unleash its full potential in a battle for survival. The Void had made a grave mistake. They had awakened a sleeping giant, and the galaxy would never be the same. The journey to Earth was tense, the combined fleet pushing their engines to the limit. As they dropped out of FTL on the outskirts of the Sol system, a collective gasp echoed across communication channels. Earth, the legendary homeworld of humanity, was encased in a shimmering, opalescent sphere of energy. By the cosmic core, Kroll breathed, his metallic form vibrating with awe. "What is that?" Admiral Chen's voice came through, tight with concern. "That, my friends, is why humanity has remained isolated for so long. The arcology shield, our last line of defense, and our greatest shame." As the fleet approached, the true scale of the shield became apparent. It encompassed not just Earth, but the entire inner solar system, a feat of engineering that defied comprehension. "We built it centuries ago," Chen explained, her voice heavy with the weight of history. "When we first encountered the Void, we weren't ready then. Billions died. In our desperation, we created the shield, powered by the fundamental forces of our solar system itself. The implications stunned the alien allies. The power required to maintain such a shield was beyond anything they had imagined possible. Suddenly, alarms blared across the fleet. From the dark side of Jupiter, a massive Void armada emerged. But these ships were different, sleeker, more refined, as if the Void had adapted human technology. "Impossible," Chen whispered. "Unless, no, it can't be." Before anyone could question her, a transmission cut across all frequencies. The face that appeared on screens throughout the fleet was human, but wrong. Vines of darkness pulsed beneath pale skin, and eyes that swirled with the emptiness of the Void stared out at them. "Hello, sister," the figure said, addressing Chen. "It's been a long time." Chen's face had gone pale. "Marcus, but you died. I saw you die." The being that was once Marcus Chen laughed, a sound that sent chills through organic and mechanical beings alike. "Death is just another state of being for the Void. You've hidden behind your shield for too long, Amelia. It's time for humanity to embrace its true destiny." As Marcus spoke, tendrils of Void energy began to probe the arcology shield, searching for weaknesses. Kroll turned to Chen, confusion and anger warring in his voice. "You knew about this? You knew the Void had corrupted humans?" Chen's eyes never left the screen, showing her brother's twisted face. "We thought we'd contained it. Centuries ago, when we first repelled the Void, a small group of humans were taken. We believed them lost. We never imagined that we'd return." Marcus finished, grinning. "Oh, sister, we've been busy. The Void showed us truths you couldn't imagine. And now we're going to share those truths with all of humanity." As if on cue, the Void ships began a coordinated assault on the shield. But instead of trying to break through, they began to interface with it, dark energy meshing with the opalescent barrier. "They're trying to subvert the shield," Chen realized, horror dawning on her face. "If they succeed, they'll have control of the most powerful defensive system in the galaxy." Kroll's tactical mind raced. "We need to stop them. A direct assault." Chen shook her head. "No, the shield will interpret any attack as a threat. There's only one way." She took a deep breath. "We need to lower the shield." The declaration sent shockwaves through the fleet. Lower the shield that had protected humanity for centuries. "Are you insane?" Kroll demanded. "You'll be defenseless." "No," Chen said, her voice finding new resolve. "We'll be free. The shield has protected us, yes, but it's also held us back. We've hidden from the galaxy, from our own potential. It's time to step into the light." As Chen gave the order, the arcology shield began to flicker. The Void ships, caught off guard by the sudden change, faltered in their assault. Marcus's face contorted with rage. "No, you fool. You'll doom us all." But Chen wasn't listening. Instead, she opened a channel to Earth itself. citizens of Earth of all human colonies. For centuries, we've hidden behind our walls, safe but stagnant. The void is at our doorstep, led by those we once called our own. But we are humanity. We do not cower. We innovate. We adapt. We overcome. Today, we fight not just for our survival, but for our right to exist unbounded. Today, we remind the galaxy and ourselves of who we truly are. As the shield fell, something extraordinary happened. From Earth, from Mars, from habitats throughout the solar system, ships began to rise. Not military vessels, but civilian craft. Countless thousands of them, a diverse flotilla of every shape and size imaginable. Chen's voice rang out once more, fierce with pride. You see, brother? This is humanity's true strength, not in walls or weapons, but in the indomitable spirit of our people. The civilian ships began to coordinate with the military fleet, forming a living barrier between Earth and the Void forces. Improvised weapons powered up, and communication channels buzzed with volunteers ready to defend their homes. Kroll watched in awe as the Galactic human fleet took formation alongside the seasoned military vessels. He had never seen anything like it, an entire species rising as one to face an existential threat. As the two fleets faced each other, one a fusion of void and corrupted human technology, the other a diverse array of human ingenuity and alien engineering, the true battle for the soul of humanity was about to begin. Marcus's twisted visage snarled from the screens. You've made your choice, sister. Now watch as we unmake everything you fought to protect. Chen's response was calm, her eyes gleaming with a mix of sadness and determination. No, Marcus. Watch as we show you what humanity is truly capable of when we stand united. With that, the greatest battle in human history erupted, with the fate of not just Earth, but the entire galaxy hanging in the balance. The Void had fought to find an easy conquest. Instead, they had awakened a slumbering giant, united a fractious galaxy, and were about to learn why humanity had been both feared and respected for so long. The stars themselves seemed to hold their breath as the two armadas clashed, heralding a new era for the galaxy, one forged in the crucible of Earth's desperate stand against the encroaching void. As the battle for Earth erupted, the true nature of humanity's hidden potential began to unfold in ways that astonished even their alien allies. The civilian ships, far from being mere cannon fodder, revealed themselves as platforms for experimental technologies that had been developed in secret during centuries of isolation. A massive cruise liner suddenly split apart, its sections reconnecting into a colossal mech that grappled with void leviathans. Mining vessels fired gravitational tethers, warping spacetime to trap enemy ships. Even pleasure yachts transformed, their holographic entertainment systems repurposed into sensor-scrambling illusion projectors that left void ships firing at coasts. Admiral Chen's voice cut through the chaos. Initiate Operation Polyphony. Suddenly, the seeming disorder of the human fleet coalesced into a harmonized assault. Ships moved in complex patterns, their actions synchronized in a battle strategy that appeared to be equal parts military precision and improvisational jazz. On the Arcturian flagship, Admiral Kroll watched in bewilderment. What are they doing? This defies all conventional tactics. His second-in-command, Vex, her eyes wide with realization, responded, They're composing, sir. Look at the pattern. Indeed, when viewed through the fleet's tactical displays, the movements of the human ships formed an ever-changing, multidimensional musical score. Each ship was a note, each formation a chord, creating a symphony of destruction that the Void forces struggled to comprehend, let alone counter. As this battle song reached a crescendo, the corrupted human fleet, led by Marcus, found itself increasingly outmaneuvered. The Void's adaptive capabilities, which had made them so formidable, now worked against them. Every time they adjusted to one movement of the symphony, the humans shifted to a new movement, leaving the enemy in constant disarray. Marcus's voice crackled over the comms, rage and confusion evident in his tone. What is this madness, Amelia? You can't defeat the Void with music. Chen's reply was calm, almost serene. "Oh, but we can, brother. Music is mathematics, emotion and energy combined. It's the purest expression of humanity's soul, and that's something the void can never truly understand or replicate." As she spoke, a new element entered the fray. From Earth's surface, massive structures began to rise, colossal tuning forks that dwarfed even the largest skyscrapers. As they reached their full height, they began to vibrate, sending out waves of sound that traversed the vacuum of space through subspace channels. The effect on the void ships was immediate and devastating. The sound waves, precisely tuned to the fundamental frequencies of the universe, caused the biomechanical void vessels to resonate uncontrollably. Some simply shook apart, while others imploded, collapsed by sound waves that existed simultaneously in real space and subspace. Kroll's metallic jaw dropped in astonishment. "They've weaponized music on a cosmic scale," he murmured, awe and fear mingling in his voice. But the battle was far from over. Marcus, his form now more void than human, unleashed his final gambit. From the flagship of the corrupted fleet, a pulse of dark energy erupted, heading not for the human fleet, but for Earth itself. "If we can't have humanity," Marcus snarled, "then no one will." Chen's eyes widened in horror as she recognized the attack. "No, he's initiating a void cascade. If that hits the planet, it'll start a chain reaction that will consume the entire solar system." In that moment, as extinction loomed, humanity revealed its final secret. From hidden bases on Mars, Europa, and Titan, enormous arc ships rose, their hulls gleaming with a metal unknown to the rest of the galaxy. "All arcs, activate the harmony drives," Chen commanded, her voice tight with the weight of the moment. The arc ships moved into formation around Earth, their strange metal hulls beginning to glow with an inner light. As the void cascade approached, the arcs began to emit a field of pure energy, not combating the dark pulse, but embracing it. "What you never understood, Marcus," Chen said, her voice filled with sorrow and determination, "is that true harmony doesn't reject discord. It incorporates it, transforms it." The harmony drives didn't fight against the void energy. Instead, they absorbed it, channeled it, and redirected it. The dark pulse that threatened to unmake the solar system was caught in a cosmic dance, swirling around Earth in ever-tightening spirals. As the galaxy watched in awe, the combined energies of the void cascade and the harmony drives coalesced into a new form, a swirling nexus of light and dark that pulsed with the potential of creation itself. Marcus's agonized scream cut across all frequencies as he realized the truth. "No, this isn't possible. The void is absolute." "Nothing is absolute, brother," Chen replied softly. "That's the beauty of existence. There's always potential for change, for growth. Even in darkness, there's light. Even in chaos, there's harmony." With a final pulse that momentarily outshone the sun, the energy nexus collapsed in on itself. Where there had been a fleet of void-corrupted ships, there was now only empty space. Marcus and his forces had been transformed, that energy absorbed and repurposed by the very universe they had sought to conquer. As the light faded, a stunned silence fell over the battlefield. The remaining void ships, cut off from their leadership and the source of their power, fell dormant. Admiral Kroll, his metallic form still vibrating from the cosmic energies recently unleashed, turned to Chen. Is it over?" Chen's eyes, filled with a mixture of relief, sorrow, and wonder, met his. "This battle is yes, but I have a feeling our journey is just beginning." As if in response to her words, the energy nexus, now a swirling disk of possibility, began to pulse with new purpose. The boundary between real space and the mysterious realm of the void had been forever altered. Humanity, and indeed the entire galaxy, stood on the threshold of a new era, one where the lines between science and music, war and creation, were blurred. The symphony of chaos had ended, but the harmony of the cosmos was just beginning its first movement. In the aftermath of the battle, as the dust of destroyed ships and the echoes of the cosmic symphony faded, a new reality began to take shape. The swirling energy nexus, a fusion of void energy and the harmony drive's output, didn't dissipate as expected. Instead, it started to expand, tendrils of luminescent energy reaching out across the solar system. Admiral Chen, her face etched with equal parts wonder and concern, addressed the assembled fleet. All ships, maintain position. We're detecting something unprecedented. On the Arcturian flagship, Admiral Kroll watched in awe as his sensors struggled to make sense of the readings. Chen, what's happening? Our instruments are going haywire. Before Chen could respond, a new voice echoed across all frequencies, not through conventional communications, but seemingly directly into the minds of every being in the system. It was a chorus of voices, at once familiar and alien, harmonious and discordant. "We are the synthesis," the voice proclaimed. "Born of conflict, forged in harmony. We are the bridge between realities." Gasps and murmurs rippled through the fleet as the implications sank in. The void cascade and the harmony drives hadn't just cancelled each other out, they had created something entirely new. Chen, her voice tight with emotion, addressed the entity. "Marcus, are you in there?" The response came, layered with countless voices. Amelia Chen. "Sister, mother, leader. We are Marcus, and we are not. We are the void, and we are humanity. We are everything in between." As the entity spoke, the energy nexus continued to expand, but not in a threatening manner. Instead, it seemed to be weaving itself into the fabric of space-time, creating a luminous web that connected planets, moons, and ships. Kroll, overcoming his initial shock, demanded, "What do you want? Are you a threat?" The synthesis's response resonated through the fleet. "Want? Threat? Such limited concepts. We are possibility incarnate. The barrier between realities has been sundered, and with it, the constraints of singular existence." As if to demonstrate, the energy web pulsed, and suddenly, every ship in the fleet found itself transformed. Void biotechnology seamlessly integrated with human ingenuity and alien engineering, creating vessels that defied conventional understanding. Chen watched in amazement as her own flagship morphed, its hull now a living, breathing entity that pulsed with cosmic energy. "This is incredible," she breathed. The synthesis continued, its voice taking on a tone of urgency. "But our birth is not without consequence. The merging of realities has created instabilities. The very foundations of the universe tremble." As if on cue, spatial rifts began to appear throughout the system. Through these tears in reality, glimpses of other worlds, other possibilities, could be seen. Some showed versions of Earth untouched by war. Others revealed realities where the void had triumphed, and still others displayed alien vistas beyond comprehension. The multiverse bleeds, the synthesis intoned, and we alone have the power to mend it. Chen, quickly grasping the gravity of the situation, took charge. "All ships form a perimeter around these rifts. We need to contain this." But as the fleet moved to act, they found their conventional weapons and tactics useless against the cosmic tears. Reality itself was unraveling, and they were ill-equipped to combat it. The synthesis's voice rang out again. "Your tools are insufficient, but together we can weave a new cosmic tapestry." Suddenly, knowledge flooded into the minds of every being in the fleet. It was overwhelming, incomprehensible at first. The fundamental laws of reality laid bare, the hidden symphonies of the universe revealed. "You must become the instruments of creation," the synthesis urged. "Let go of your limited forms, embrace the cosmic song." Chen, her mind reeling from the influx of cosmic knowledge, made a decision that would alter the course of history. "Everyone, focus on the music within you. Feel the rhythm of the universe. Let it flow through you." As the fleet concentrated, something miraculous began to happen. Ships and crews alike started to dissolve into pure energy. merging with the luminous web created by the synthesis. But instead of losing themselves, they found a greater purpose. Kroll, his metallic form vibrating with newfound power, called out to Chen, "I can feel it, the song of the cosmos." Together, the combined consciousness of the fleet, guided by the synthesis, began to manipulate the very fabric of reality. The spatial rifts, once chaotic and destructive, were woven into a new cosmic lattice. What was once a threat became the foundation of a new universal order. As the work neared completion, the synthesis spoke one last time. "The crisis is averted, but our journey is just beginning. The barriers between realities will never be the same. The age of singular existence is over. Welcome to the era of cosmic harmony." With a final, resounding chord that echoed across dimensions, the new cosmic framework snapped into place. The fleet, forever changed, found themselves returned to physical form, but with an unbreakable connection to the greater universe. Chen, her eyes now shimmering with the light of cosmic awareness, addressed her allies and crew. "We set out to save Earth, to defeat the void. Instead, we've reshaped the very nature of existence. Our war is over, but our greatest challenge lies ahead. We must learn to navigate this new reality, to be the guardians of cosmic harmony." Kroll, his metallic form now interlaced with streams of luminous energy, nodded in agreement. "The galaxy will never be the same. We have transcended not just our physical limitations, but the boundaries of reality itself." As the fleet began its journey back to Earth, they knew they were no longer just soldiers or diplomats. They had become cosmic musicians, playing a part in the greatest symphony ever composed, the song of a reborn universe. The Galactic Council that had once laughed at the notion of humanity's strength now stood in awe of what they had become. The humans had not just faced their fears, they had reshaped the very fabric of existence. As news of the transformation spread across the galaxy, civilizations everywhere prepared for a new age of exploration, understanding, and harmony. The cosmic chess game had ended, and in its place, a universal orchestra had formed, and at its heart stood humanity, once hidden and misunderstood, now the conductors of a cosmic symphony that would resonate through eternity.